Justice Department? Where is our protections that we are supposed to have under the law? Well, I don't know where they are. They're being taken away from us. That's what's happening right here in San Diego. And are we going to stand for that? No! Are we going to let them take our rights away? No! Are we going to let them overturn the voice of the people? No! Because that's what they're trying to do. By taking and commandeering our local law enforcement to enforce federal law, they're trumping on states' rights. They are taking your power away. All of us voted in 1996 in support of medical marijuana so that sick and dying patients who want access to an alternative, healthy form of medicine, that they would be able to. Well, our prosecutors, our board of supervisors, and a lot of people on that city council have refused to respect state law on the local level. We have patients in this courthouse being prosecuted right now. Benjamin Jasper is a case that's ongoing right now. Yeah. Next week they're going to be doing jury selection. They are prosecuting legitimate sick and dying patients. And we do not have any support from our own politicians who are supposed to respect state law. Cowards! Cowards! Sworn to defend state law. Instead, they are allowing feds to come in and commandeer them and enforce federal law. The courts have ruled on medical marijuana. Federal law does not trump state law. The highest court in this country has ruled on that issue. Medical marijuana is legal. The feds cannot take that away from us. Yes! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? State taxes! Why do we want it? Now! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? Now! We want it now. We want it now because patients are suffering. Just like that sign right there says. Patients are suffering every single day. Even though medical marijuana has been legal for 15 years, show me one hospital, show me one convalescent home where patients have access. It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet, not because it's illegal. No, it hasn't happened yet because prosecutors like Bonnie Dumanis, law enforcement that keeps harassing patients, are not allowing it to happen. Cowards! Are we going to stand for that? No! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! Why do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! Why do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! Why do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it? No! What do we want? State taxes! Why do we want it? So for those of you who are just getting here wondering why is there a crowd of people in front of the courthouse protesting, all those jurors coming into court to issue their verdicts on cases, all of you need to know that medical marijuana is under attack. The judges in this courthouse are actually redacting, that's right, changing the actual law. They are not allowing Why do we want it? What do we want? State taxes! When do we want it?